Dylan and Will bond as Steffy validates Electra's insecurities about Dylan. Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful plays softly but dangerously. What looks like innocent babysitting slowly blurs into emotional territory no one intended to enter, while hundreds of miles away, Electra struggles with instincts she doesn't want to name. In a rare moment of clarity, Steffy reminds her that listening to her gut isn't weakness, it's survival. San Francisco's success comes with a shadow. In San Francisco, Electra Forrester and Steffy Forrester Finnegan bask in the glow of a productive, promising trip. Their work has landed beautifully, and Steffy points out that they may have cracked a coveted old money market, exactly the kind of clientele that could redefine Forrester Creations' future. Steffy makes one thing clear. This win belongs to Electra. She praises Electra's eye, her confidence, and her ability to command the room, admitting she's genuinely enjoying their one-on-one time. Electra is visibly touched, grateful for Steffy's mentorship and validation. Then, reality intrudes. Finn calls with urgent news. A patient has gone septic, forcing him into an emergency situation. With no other options, he had to leave Hayes with Will and Dylan. Electra's expression shifts instantly. Steffy offers to cut the trip short, but Finn assures her everything is under control. Still, once the call ends, Electra can't ignore the question burning in her chest. Hayes is really with Will and Dylan? Paper bag puppets and quiet line crossing. Back at the beach house, the atmosphere couldn't feel more wholesome. Hayes, Will, and Dylan are seated together, laughing as they make paper bag puppets. Hayes is happy, relaxed, and completely at ease, something that matters more than anyone wants to admit. Dylan offers to take Hayes upstairs for a snack, but he flatly refuses. He wants to stay right here. Dylan hesitates, aware of the boundaries she promised to respect, but Will brushes off her concern. It's fine. Electra will understand. They step aside briefly, and Dylan explains she already has everything she needs in her apartment to make ants on a log. Will insists again. This is about helping Finn, nothing more. Hayes excitedly rambles about pepperoni just as Electra calls. Will reassures her, puts the call on speaker, and Steffy joins in to say hello. Hayes beams as his mom reminds him to behave. When the call switches off speaker, Dylan takes the phone next. Carefully, respectfully, she tells Electra she wants to honor her wishes. Electra says she understands, but the hesitation in her voice says otherwise. She asks to speak to Will alone. He tells her she misses her. He asks her to come home soon. When the call ends, the moment dissolves, and the three of them slip back into play as if nothing emotional just happened. Bonding turns tender and noticeable. The afternoon stretches on with go fish, laughter, and another call, this time from Finn, thanking Will and Dylan for stepping up. Hayes gushes about how great they are. Then he admits something that lands heavier than intended. He wishes Dylan were still his teacher. Dylan hugs him, visibly moved, and suggests they paint his rocket next. Then Hayes turns to Will and says he wishes he could see Dylan every day. Will smiles at her. Soft, warm, unguarded. Dylan notices. Curious, Will asks how she's so good with kids. Dylan opens up, explaining how she loves seeing the world through their eyes, how she got into art school, and how financially overwhelming that dream became. When she admits that dance is her happy place, both Hayes and Will encourage her to show them. Dylan declines, not appropriate, maybe later. They wrestle and laugh with Hayes, tickling him until he squeals, and in the middle of it all, Will and Dylan share another look. This one lingers. Carter and Daphne dream without doubt. At the Forrester showroom, Carter Walton is completely enchanted by Daphne Rose and her newest fragrance. He kisses her, telling her the scent is intoxicating. Daphne laughs, saying Paris must be devastated now that she's wearing his ring. She admits her heart has never been fuller. Carter tells her the truth. He would have followed her anywhere. Paris, the ends of the earth. It never mattered. He was never letting her go. He talks about their future with certainty. waking up together, building a life, raising a beautiful child. Daphne reflects on the men who once wanted to marry her and how she always kept things light, until Carter. When they met, her life was complicated and she was afraid of losing herself. Carter promises his love will only help her shine. A glamorous win and a quiet reckoning. Back in San Francisco, Dottie Bright and her assistant Joseph Beasley arrive to view Forrester's designs. Dottie chats easily, complimenting everything from ELECTRA's hospitality to the sparkling wine from her vineyard. ELECTRA presents one of her pieces. Dottie tries it on immediately. Joseph studies it, nods approvingly, and declares she ain't left no crumbs. Dottie admires the sparkle, clearly impressed. When the clients leave, Steffy and ELECTRA toast to a successful sale. It should feel perfect. It doesn't. Steffy gives ELECTRA permission to trust herself. Steffy receives another message from Finn. Hayes is still with Will and Dylan. She notices ELECTRA's tension immediately. Finally, ELECTRA admits the truth. She explains she asked Dylan to stay in her own apartment. She trusts Will. She trusts Dylan. But something doesn't feel right. Steffy doesn't dismiss her. She doesn't minimize it. Instead, she validates it. Listening to your instincts doesn't make you insecure. It makes you aware. ELECTRA nods, insisting she can trust Dylan, even as doubt lingers in her eyes. And with boundaries already bending back in Los Angeles, that doubt may be the calm before a much bigger storm. On B&B, the most dangerous moments rarely announce themselves.